Hi all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to see how to apply US visa from India. At first, we have to go to US Travel Docs India site. In this, we have to choose non-immigrant visa category and then click how to apply. So here we have nearly 6 steps to apply our visa. In today's video, we will see the step-by-step process. The first step is to know your visa type. So when you click know your visa type, so you will get to know all the types of visa that are offered by US. You have to choose your visa type according to your purpose. In case you are traveling to US for business or tourist, then you have to choose B1, B2 category as visa type, or if you are going to US on work related purpose, then you have to choose any one of the following visa type, that is H, L, O, P or Q. Or if you are a student and willing to study in United States, then you have to choose visa type as F or M. So likewise, you have some 9 visa type categories. You have to choose according to your purpose. So if you need to know about any of these visa type, you can click learn more tab under the visa type category. Then you will get to know about the visa type and qualification and how to apply for that specific type of visa. So this is our step 1. So once you are clear about your visa type, next step is to fill your visa application form. So next is our step 2. Step 2 is completing your application form. So to complete your application form, you have to fill DS-160 form. So DS-160 form is your visa application form. So you have to fill your DS-160 form online. I will provide the link for this form in the description below. So at first you have to choose your location from where you are applying your visa. So in India we have 5 locations where you can submit your visa application form. You can choose any of the 5 locations which is nearest to you. For today's video, I will choose Chennai. So once you choose your visa application location, you have to type the code and click on start an application. So this will ask you to agree some terms and conditions. Once you agree your terms and conditions, you will have your application information. So this is your application ID. You can print your application ID for future use. So make sure you note your application ID. So if in case you are not able to fill your application completely, you can use your application ID to retrieve your application and complete your application form. Next, you have to choose the security questions. There are some bunch of questions. You have to choose any one of the security questions and then provide answer for that security question and click continue. So each time you are trying to retrieve your application form, it will ask for the security question. So next, this is your visa application form. The first tab is going to be your personal information tab. So here you have to fill your given name and surname. Your given name is the first name and surname is the last name. Please fill all the information according to your passport. So if in case your passport does not have a given name, you can enter FNU in given name. Next, full name in native alphabet. If you don't know your full name in native alphabet, you can click does not apply. So next, if you have any other name, then you have to provide information of that. So these first 4 questions are related to your name. Next is your sex, then your marital status. Next is your place of birth. Please provide place of birth as it is mentioned in your passport. If your passport does not have state mentioned in it, then you can click does not apply. Click next. Next is personal information tab 2. The first is going to be your origin, that is the nationality. So if you ever had any other nationality, please mention the details of those. If you are a permanent resident of any other country, then you have to mention those details in this column. So your national identification number is going to be your Aadhaar card number. If you have Aadhaar card, then you have to provide your Aadhaar card number. If you don't have your Aadhaar card, then you can click does not apply. It is not mandatory to provide your national identification number. Next is social security number. So if you have a social security number in US, then please provide your social security number. If you don't have SSN number, then you can click does not apply. So likewise, if you have ITIN number in United States, then you can provide your ITIN number here, that is taxpayer ID number. If you don't have one, then you can click does not apply. So all these identification numbers are not mandatory, but if you have any of these numbers, please provide the information accordingly. Next is your travel information. The first tab is purpose of your trip to US. So you have to choose your visa category in this. So as we discussed, you have to choose the visa category according to your travel purpose. So if in case you are traveling for business or tourist purpose, then you have to choose category as B. And then in next tab you have to specify the visa type. For business and tourist visa you have to choose B1, B2. So if in case you are traveling for work related purpose, then you can choose accordingly. For example, if you are a temporary worker, you have to choose H visa, and your visa category should be any one of the following. If you are on specialty occupation, you have to choose H1B, or if you are an agricultural worker, you have to choose H2A, or if you are a trainee, you have to choose H3. So you have to choose visa type according to yours. Or if you are an dependent of an H1B visa worker, then you have to choose child of H or spouse of H. So please choose visa category and visa type according to this. For today's video, I'll choose visa category as B and visa type as B1, B2. So once you specify your visa category, the next question is, have you made any specific travel plans? If you have made any specific travel plan, you can click yes, and you have to provide all the details. You have to provide date of arrival in US, and you have to provide your flight number if you know, otherwise this field is not mandatory. So if in case you don't have any specific travel plan, then you can click no and provide tentative dates for your travel plan. So these dates can be tentative. And then you have to choose intended length of your stay in United States. Next you have to provide one address where you are going to stay in United States. If in case you are going to stay in a hotel for an initial time period, then you have to provide the address of the hotel in which you are going to stay. Otherwise you can provide any friends or relative address in this column. So once you are done with the address column, next is person paying for your trip. So if in case you are traveling in B visa, that is tourist visa, then you have to choose self. Otherwise if somebody is sponsoring your trip, then you have to choose other person and provide the sponsor detail. If you are traveling as a temporary worker and your company is sponsoring your trip, then you have to choose as present employer or employer in the US according to your sponsorer and provide your employer address. So once you are done with that, next is travel companion. So in travel companion tab, you have to provide the details of the person traveling along with you. If you are traveling alone, then you can choose no for this question, or if somebody is traveling along with you, please choose yes and provide all the details of your traveler traveling with you. And also you have to provide the relationship of the person who is traveling with you. So next tab is going to be previous US travel tab. If in case you have already been to US, then you have to choose yes and provide all the details of your past US travels. You have to provide last 5 US visits information. So the first is going to be date arrived. So if you don't remember the exact date, you can refer to your passport. In that you will have a entry stamp in your passport which will have the arrival date. Next, length of stay, how many months or how many days you have stayed during that period of time. So you have to mention at least last 5 US visits. Next is, if you ever hold a US driver's license, then you have to mention your driver license number and the state which issued your driver's license. So if you don't have any of this information, you can click no. Next is, have you ever been issued US visa? If you have ever been issued US visa, then you have to click yes and provide your US visa details. First is the date last visa was issued. You can see this information in your visa page itself. Next is your visa number. Again the visa number will be printed in red in the visa page itself. So if you are applying for the same type of visa, then you can choose yes, otherwise you have to choose no. And they are asking if you are applying for same country or from different location, same you have to answer yes if you are applying from the same country or the location from where your previous visa have been issued, otherwise you can choose no. And have you been 10 printed, that is, have you ever been given your biometrics? If you have provided your biometrics already for US visa, then you can choose yes, otherwise you have to choose no. If you don't have any previous US visa, then you can choose no for this question. So the next question is, have you ever been refused US visa or admission in US? You have to choose according to you. So have you ever filled an immigrant petition? If you have ever filled an immigrant petition or somebody on your behalf have filled immigrant petition in United States, you have to provide all those details here, otherwise you can provide no for this question. Now let's go to next tab, that is address and phone number tab. In this you have to provide your address. You can provide your Indian address in this tab. Next is your mailing address. If your mailing address is same as your home address, then you can click yes. If it is different from your home address, then you can click no and provide a mailing address. Next is your primary phone number. Please provide your cell phone number. If in case they need to contact you for any other information, they will contact you in this number. Next is the secondary phone number. You can provide a secondary phone number if they are not able to reach on your primary phone number. So if you don't have any of these phone number, then you can click does not apply. Next, if you have any other phone number in last 5 years, you have to provide those details. Next is your email ID. If you have any other email ID in last 5 years, then you have to provide the details of those. Next is your social media presence. If you have a social media account, you can choose that and provide your identification name. If you don't have any of these social media accounts, then you can choose none. And if you don't want to publish any of the social media accounts, then you can choose no for this question. Now we'll continue to next tab. Next tab is about your passport details. So in this you have to provide your passport details. First is your passport type, next is your passport number. So for Indian passport, you don't have passport book number. If in case you have a passport book number in your passport, then you can provide that. Otherwise, you can click does not apply. Next is the country that issued your passport. Then next is where was the passport or travel document issued. So these details will be present in your passport itself. So if in case you have renewed your passport in other country or city, then those details will be mentioned in your passport itself. So mention those details here. So these details should be according to your passport and your passport issue date. So next is your passport expiry date. Next, have your passport has been ever stolen or lost. You have to choose according to you. So this passport information is going to be your current passport information. If you have any other previous passport details, do not provide that. Please provide your current passport information. So next tab is going to be your US contact detail. So in this you have to provide one contact person number in US, and you have to also provide relationship of that contact person to you. So if you don't have any contact person, you can click do not know. So if you are traveling for an organization, then you can provide your organization name. So in case if you are traveling as a temporary worker and your point of contact is your employer, then you have to provide your employer name and organization name and your employer address. And in relationship to you, you have to choose employer. So next you have to provide your US contact person address, phone number and email ID. So next tab is going to be your family related questions. The first detail is about your father's full name and date of birth. Please provide your father's name as it is present in your current passport. So if in case you don't have surname mentioned for your father in your passport, then you can choose do not know and provide only the given name. So the given name is going to be the first name. Next, date of birth. If you don't know your father's date of birth, then you can provide do not know. So if in case your father is in US, then you have to choose yes and provide the details. Otherwise you can choose no. The same will apply for your mother's detail also. So if you have any relatives in United States, not including your parents, then you have to choose yes and provide the details of your relative. Otherwise you can choose no for this question. For example, if you are applying as a H4 dependent and your spouse is in United States, then you have to choose yes for this question and provide your spouse detail. So please choose the answer according to you. So the next question is about your spouse. So you have to include your spouse name as it is present in your passport. If you don't have a spouse information in your passport, please provide your spouse detail as it is present in your marriage certificate. So next is your spouse detail, like his place of birth and his nationality and your spouse address. If your spouse address is same as your home address, then you can choose same as home address. Next is your education and work related information. The first tab is your primary occupation. So you have to choose any one of the category and provide the information. So the next tab is going to be your previous employment details. If you are previously employed, then you have to choose yes for this tab and you have to furnish all your previous employment details. You have to provide your employer name, address, job title, that is your job designation. If you don't know your supervisor name, you can choose do not know, and also you have to provide your employment start date and end date and briefly describe your job duties. If you don't have any previous employment detail, then you can choose no. Next is your education detail. You have to choose yes for this question if you have ever attended high school and above, and provide your education detail. So in education detail, you have to provide the name of institute, address, state and course of study, and the from date and to date until which you have attended your school or higher education. So once you are done with your education detail, you can click on next tab. So these questions are something which is related to you and you have to answer according to your individual self. The first question is, do you belong to clan or tribe community? And the list of languages you know. You have to provide all the list of languages you can speak. So the next question is, have you ever traveled to any other country in last 5 years? If you have traveled to any other countries in these last 5 years, then you have to provide yes for this question and provide all the details. Otherwise, you can choose no for this question. If you have ever worked for a social or charitable organization, then you have to provide those details. So all these questions have to be answered according to individual self. So please read these questions carefully and answer those. So these are some security and background questions. So please be careful while you are answering to all these questions. The security and background questions have 5 parts. Please go through all the questions carefully before you answer them, and if you are choosing yes for any of these questions, you have to provide details for the same. So once you have completed part 5 of security and background question, next is review. So now we have successfully filled our application online. This part is reviewing your application. Please be careful while you review your application. So if you feel any of this information is not right, then you can choose edit and change the information now. So please review all these information carefully before you submit your application. So once you have submitted your application, you will not able to do any changes. So please be careful while you are reviewing your application. So once you have reviewed your information, the next step is location. The location is the one which you have chosen while you are starting your application form. So please carefully review your location. If you need to change your location, you can change at this point. So once you have reviewed all these information, you can click next and sign your application. Now we are going to sign the application and submit it digitally. So here you have a question for preparer of this application. If this application is prepared in behalf of you by some other person, then you have to choose yes for this question. Provide the details of the preparer. Otherwise, you can choose no for this question and you have to e-sign this application. So the e-sign is going to be typing your passport document number. So the passport document number is going to be your passport number, that is your current passport number, and then you have to choose the code provided here. You have to click sign and submit application. So once you have clicked sign and submit application, your application will be submitted. So you will get a confirmation that your application has been successfully signed and submitted, and you will also receive an email confirmation to the email ID you have provided with your application number. Next, you have to click confirmation tab. This is your DS160 confirmation page. This page will have your DS160 barcode with your application number. So you have to take a printout of this confirmation page. You can either take the printout of this confirmation now or later, but you have to note down your confirmation number. This confirmation page will also be sent to your email ID which you have mentioned in the application. So you can print this confirmation page later. So while you are going for your visa interview, you need this DS160 confirmation page. You need not take your complete DS160 form application printout. Only confirmation page printout is enough. So this is also mentioned in the instructions. Do not need to submit the application at the time of interview. Only submit the confirmation page. So they will scan the barcode in this confirmation page and retrieve your application. So also please cross check these informations provided in your confirmation page and the location of your submission. So our step 2 is completed here. Now let's see what is our step 3. So once we have completed our DS160, our step 2 is completed. Next is step 3. In step 3, you have to pay your visa application fee. If you don't know your visa application fee, you can check in this column. I'll provide the link for this page in the description below. Your visa application fee is non-refundable. So once you have paid your visa application fee, you will have certain validity period until which your visa fee is valid. Within that validity period, you have to attend your visa interview. So now let's see how to pay your visa application fee. So to pay your visa application fee, you have to create a registration in CGI Federal site. I'll provide the link for this site in the description below. If you have already registered, then you can log in with your ID. For today, I'll log in with my ID. So once you have logged in into your CGI Federal site, you will see new application schedule appointment tab. Click on new application or schedule appointment tab. In this, we have to fill your visa category, that is the first is going to be a non-immigrant visa. Next you have to choose the country and state of residence. Next is the language of interview. If you want your interview language in any other language other than English, then you can choose that, otherwise you can choose English. Next is the visa category. So you have to choose the visa category under which you have filled your DS-160 form. Next is your visa type. So the same will apply here also. You have to choose a visa type under which you have filled your DS-160 form. Once you have provided all this information, please cross verify it and click continue. So next your passport details will be pulled. You have to provide all the information according to your passport, and then you have to provide a DS-160 confirmation number. So this number is very important. Once you have provided your confirmation number, please cross verify it. Next is your contact information. You have to provide your phone number and email ID. Next is your mailing address. Once you have provided all these information, you can click continue. So once you click continue, it will ask you some basic questions. So next question is, are you applying visa along with your family member? If any of your family member is applying visa along with you, you can choose add by name and provide their details. So by providing these details, all your family members who are applying for the same type of visa can attend the interview at the same time. Next you have to specify the document delivery. That is, once your visa is approved, you have to choose how you are going to collect your passport. So once your visa interview is done, you have to submit your passport at the US consulate, and then once your US visa is approved, you can either pick up your passport or you can choose for premium home delivery. So if you are going to choose pickup option, then you have to choose pickup and choose the city from where you are going to pick up your passport. So if in case you are choosing Bangalore or Chennai, you have to choose your city and then you will have your pickup location popped up. You have to choose which pickup location is convenient to you for picking up your passport. So if in case you want to opt for premium delivery, click premium delivery option and provide your mailing address, state, city and zip code. So once you have selected a pickup location or delivery option, you can click continue. This will take you to the payment portal. So these are the types of payment method. You can either choose NEFT, IMPS or over the counter payment. So if you are going to choose over the counter payment, then you can click this tab and the instruction for your payment will be specified here. Please go through the instructions carefully before you visit the bank. So once you are done with your payment in the bank, you will receive an receipt or acknowledgement number from the bank. Please retain the receipt and acknowledgement number from the bank. If you are choosing electronic or mobile payment, please click on the link and follow the instruction on how to make your NEFT payment, that is your electronic payment. The bank's IFS code, beneficiary name, amount will be mentioned in this instruction page. Same will apply to IMPS. If you are choosing IMPS mode of payment, all those instructions will be present in this instruction tab. So please go through the instruction tab before you make your payment. Once your payment is done, you will have a receipt number generated. Please provide your receipt number in the receipt number tab. So once you are done with your visa payment, your step 3 is completed. Next is our step 4. In step 4, we have to schedule our appointment. So when you click schedule your appointment, you can see all the details about VAC and appointment wait time in your respective consulates. And also you can refer to the supporting documents which you need to take during your appointment. So there are two types of appointment. One is regular appointment and one is Dropbox appointment. So if you are applying for first time US visa, then you have to choose regular appointment. So the regular appointment has 2 days. One is biometrics and one is the actual interview. So once you have provided your receipt number, you have to click continue. This will take you to the appointment slot page where you have to book 2 days. One is for your biometrics and one is for your interview. So the biometrics appointment is at VAC centers and the interview is at consulate or embassy. So if in case you are applying for visa renewal, then you have to check whether you are applicable for interview waiver program, that is Dropbox appointment. So here is the list of interview waiver checklist. You have to go through this eligibility criteria. If in case you are eligible for interview waiver program, then you no need to attend the visa interview. You can directly attend Dropbox appointment where you have to only submit all your documents. You will not have visa interview. So the Dropbox appointment is 1 day thing. You just have to submit all the necessary documents at the time of your appointment at your respective VAC center. You can refer to all the information regarding interview VVA program at this page. I'll provide the link for this page in the description below. So once you book your appointment, your step 4 is completed. You have to print your appointment confirmation page and take it along with you during your interview or Dropbox appointment. Next is our step 5. Step 5 is where you're going to attend your actual interview or Dropbox appointment. So let's see what is step 5. So if you have booked your slots for regular visa interview, as I said, you will have 2 days to finish your visa interview process. The first day is going to be your VAC appointment, that is Visa Application Center appointment, where you have to provide your biometrics, that is the fingerprints, and the second day is going to be your actual visa interview date that will take place in US Embassy or US Consulate, which are in India. So in this page you can refer to the address for VAC Center and US Embassy or US Consulate address in India. So make sure to take all the supporting documents, including your DS-160 confirmation page, your appointment confirmation page, your passport, and one 2x2 inch size photograph during your visa interview and biometrics appointment. Also, if you are eligible for Dropbox and you are going for your Dropbox appointment, you have to take all the necessary documents needed for your Dropbox along with your DS-160 confirmation page, your appointment confirmation page, and one photograph with the passport. So you can refer to this page for the list of documents you need to take during your visa interview or biometrics appointment. I'll provide the link for this page in the description below. So during the visa interview, the officer will check all your supporting documents and he will ask some questions regarding your visa type, and if in case he needs any other supporting documents, he will collect it from you. In case you don't have the supporting documents he is asking for, then you have to submit it later. He will provide a time limit for that with a list of supporting documents he need. So if your visa interview goes well and good, then the officer will collect your passport, or if he refuses your visa, then you will get your passport back with the refusal letter. So once your passport is collected by the visa officer, your step 5 is completed. So next is step 6. So in step 6 you have to track your passport which you have submitted in US Embassy or Visa Application Center. So to track your passport you have two methods. So one is to track through US travel docs. You can send an email to the below mentioned email ID with the passport number in subject and body. You will receive a reply mail regarding your passport status. Otherwise, you can check your visa application status. To check your visa application status, you have to click the link here, that is check visa application status link. It will take you to the DS-160 application status check. Here you have to select non-immigrant visa and select the location where you have submitted your visa application. So once you have selected your location, you have to provide your DS-160 application number in this place and type the code displayed here and submit this application page. Once you submit this, you will get to know the status of your application. So the status of your application will be in process, progressed, or approved or refused. So once your visa application is approved, you should receive your passport in 1 to 2 days. So if you have chosen for premium home delivery, then you will get your passport to the home address and you have to pay an additional 500 once you receive your passport. So the courier person will collect rupees 500 from you once he deliver the passport to you. So if in case you have opted for pickup, then you will get an call or email from the pickup location to pick your passport up. So while going for picking up your passport, you have to take your original valid Indian government issued photo ID card. So if in case you are not able to collect your passport by yourself and you are sending any of your family members to collect your passport, then refer to this tabular column to know about the list of documents while they have to take during your passport collection. So you can refer to this tab where it says representative collecting passport even in case of family members. So the family members has to take applicant's government issued photo ID copy plus appointment letter, that is the copy of appointment letter, and the representative's original government issued ID card with the authorization letter from you. So if you need sample authorization letter, you can click here. I'll also provide the link for this authorization letter in the description below. Our step 6 is completed once you receive your passport. So I hope I have covered all the steps in detail in this video. I know this video is little bit longer, but I had to cover all the information in single videos. If you find this video helpful, please like and share the video. It might help others who are in need of this information. Also, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get notification from my channel once I upload a new video. Thank you.